Queen's Park Rangers welcome promotion chasers Sheffield United to Loftus Road this Saturday afternoon. So joining me to talk through this season so far, confidence on automatics, and trying to nab Jimmy Dunne is Nick from the Sheffield United Way podcast. I'll also be giving my take on QPR's approach to the game at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. If you're new to Hoopter and like what you see or hear in this preview, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or follow and leave a rating if you're listening as a podcast.
This season has been a really strange one because we've not particularly blown anyone away. We've not won many games by 3 goals or more. We've won most of them by a goal, whether that's be 1-0, 2-1. We don't score 3 goals very often. And we've won a lot of games. We've won as many games as Leeds right now. And obviously, we started the season with the -2 point deduction because of the not paying of the transfer fees. So we've had a very good season. But if you ask any Sheffield United fan, they'd probably say that with an asterisk over it because of the fact that we have not played too well. In all honesty, do I still think we'll get promotion? I, I think so. It's a weird one because we blew away Borough a little bit. We played fantastically against Leeds in the last game. So if we play like that for the rest of the season, I've got absolutely no doubt that we will win promotion back to the Premier League. But there's still a long way to go. But yeah, I'm confident. It's a tough question asking how satisfied I was with the January transfer business because mostly I was very satisfied. Ben Barrett and Diaz, fantastic signing. He's going to score lots of goals for us in the running. Tom Cannon looks like a great signing on paper. He's not exactly gelled with the team just yet. Harry Clark at right back looks like he's strengthening the side. Chowdhury's in there as well, who a lot of teams in this division would love to have him. But the one place that we needed to strengthen was centre back, and we brought Rob Holding in, which he might be a good signing come the end of the season, but he's not played much games of football for Palace in recent times. I still think he's a good player, but Harry Suter, we had him on loan from Leicester at the start of the season. He gets injured, I believe it was on Boxing Day, and he was just a man mountain for us. When he played, we barely conceded any goals. So, in my opinion, we needed to bring in another man mountain. I know it's hard to do that and bring someone in at the level of Harry Suter. But I think that's the only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about in January. We brought in a lot of players that's going to help us in the running, but we really needed that centre back locking down. Also, it was rumoured that we were in for Jimmy Dunne, obviously a Rangers player. Will we go back in for him in the summer? Probably. If we get promoted, I think definitely. And I think it's quite difficult to turn down the chance of Premier League football. So if we do go back in for him, I expect we'll possibly get him. I know it's not a very nice thing to hear for QPR fans. If we don't get promoted, probably not. Probably not, unless we're going to offer him big money. I don't expect him to leave QPR for another Championship club. In all honesty, I'd not really seen much of him before we were rumored to be after him, and then when I've watched clips from him, read scouting reports, read what other people have said about Jimmy Dunne, it sounds like he's destined for the Premier League. So one of the other teams that get promoted may go in for him. So I'd like to see us sign him, but I think if we stay in the Championship, I don't see that happening, in all honesty. So on Saturday, I would say that the players that you've got to worry about are, as always, Gus Harmer. He's not 100% fit as of right now. He came on against Leeds, and he almost made us weaker, which is crazy because Gus Harmer is our best player and one of the best players in the Championship. So I think that speaks volumes about his fitness levels right now. He picked up an injury in one of our previous games, and he didn't play against Luton, and then we kind of threw him on against Leeds, which probably hindered him rather than helped him or helped the team. Callum O'Hare always knits the play together nicely. Sake is very exciting on his day. On the right hand side, cutting on his left. Same with Ben Brereton Diaz on the other side, playing on that left hand side, cutting on his right. Tyrese Campbell as well, striker. What a player he is. I don't think any Blades fans really knew what we were getting from Tyrese Campbell before we signed him, but he's been a revelation at Bramall Lane, and I think we'd be in a lot higher position if Tyrese Campbell never got injured. So there's a few places to go out there. In my opinion, how QPR could hurt Sheffield United would be to do kind of what Leeds did to us later on in the game and get those wide overloads going on and getting balls into the box, early balls into the box, and trying to catch us unawares. Also, playing on the break, I think Sheffield United will sit in more for this game. That's what we've been doing for away games. But when you get a chance on the break, we don't have much pace in the team. So I would suggest attacking at pace and with quality, and you'll probably get a little bit of joy out of the Sheffield United defence. Ooh, score predictions. Now, I really don't know what to say. You never know what you're going to get with a Sheffield United side. I think the easy score prediction would to go Sheffield United 1-0 or 2-1 because that's all we've been doing this season. Obviously, I'm a Sheffield United fan. I'm going to back my own team, and that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for the easy route. I'm going to go 2-1 Blades, but this could be anything. It depends if we bounce back from the Leeds game and how we do that, whether we go into our shells and let QPR boss this game and hope to nick that goal and hold on to the lead. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine which Sheffield United is going to turn up. Are we going to go for it from the first whistle and be really competitive, pass the ball really quickly and cause QPR problems? Or are we going to kind of sit back and make it a really boring game, defend well and try and nick a goal? I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm going to stick with my gut and stick with 2-1.
Massive thanks to Nick for jumping on to give the opposition view for this one. Make sure you give him a follow below and check out the Sheffield United Way podcast via the link in the description below. So with Sheffield United, we have the first of a pretty daunting block of fixtures to follow before the next international break, with West Brom, Borough and Leeds to come after in the next 2 weeks. That means having only played one side in the top 6 since the 9th of November, we'll now be facing 3 of them over the space of 14 days. It's a good job we went on that lovely 2-month run really, because if we were in the relegation conversation right now, you would not be fancying us with this run. With that said, in previous seasons, these would be the types of games we'd play up for, and until this game, Leeds are the only team in the top 3 that we've actually lost to after coming back from 2-0 down for a point at Bramall Lane and drawing 0-0 at Turf Moor. Those results also both came in our bad half of the season, so to speak, so I'm intrigued to see how we get on in these games, having found our footing in the second half. With that said though, we are in pretty patchy form right now. It doesn't really feel like it, but we've actually lost 4 of our last 6. 3 of those defeats have of course come on the road, so it's positive that we're facing Sheffield United at Loftus Road, where we have 7 wins from our last 8. My doubt around this one though, aside from their considerably higher value squad, is that we've really been struggling against the more physical, stodgy sides in the division lately, and the Blades are another one of those. They have the 3rd best defence in the Championship and more wins away from home than any other side, so we're going to need to throw everything at this one to come out with even a point to show for it. For me, that means a few tough decisions need to be made. First of all, the midfield needs sorting. Morgan needs to come back in, whether that means one of Field or Varane is dropped, or Chair moves out onto the left. I suspect it will probably be the latter option because Cifuentes probably won't want to leave out a defensive midfielder for this one. On the right, for me, Yang needs to start. He was instantly more potent against Portsmouth and we have a lot more goal threat with him in the starting lineup. And finally, at the back, I would genuinely consider whether Cook needs dropping. I really don't think he looks fit right now. His mistake led to Pompey's second goal last weekend, and I think he could do with some time on the bench. So for me, if he's ready for a start, Morrison is worth bringing in. So let's finish off with a score prediction. There's no doubting this will be a tough one. I'd like to think after last weekend we'll have something to prove, but with that said, there's just so much more quality in this Sheffield United side, so a win feels a little bit out of reach. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Thank you so much for tuning in for this match preview. Do let me know your own score predictions and thoughts in the comments below. As I say, if you're new to Hoopster and you've liked what you've seen or heard, then please hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks very much again, and hopefully I'll see you next time for my match reaction. Come on, you Oz.